how personal and how deep or spiritual is film criticism to you? What do you think makes a good film critic, and what do you think makes a bad film critic? Can you give some examples?
See, I think film criticism is personal. I've mentioned this many times. I don't think there is something that you can say a review of and then expect it to immediately resonate with everybody else. Maximum, they want to have a conversation with you about the review and either agree with you about it or fight with you about it or do something which is you're starting a conversation about a film. So I've never believed in this one-time watch. You can go to this movie without any fear and all that. You know, because a movie that works for you need not work for another film. A movie that works for somebody else need not work for you, and all that kind of stuff there. And it's also the genre of films. Like, see, one thing that we constantly, um, like, I'm getting unused to, and therefore I had to force myself back into it, is I was getting a little unused to watching slower films, which I used to watch a lot more on things, platforms like Mubi, because there's just so much content. There's like suddenly they'll drop one 10 episode series which you want to see. Then there'll be another 10 episode series that you want to see. Then something else, and movie and something else. So I was just not getting time to watch movies that somehow were on my backlist or whatever it is. So it is very personal because it is your taste that's getting reflected. So when the critic, American critic Pauline Kael was asked why she never wrote an autobiography, she basically said, "But I've already written my autobiography in all my reviews because that every choice of hers reveals a particular taste of hers, reveals a particular uh, 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 like a way of approach of hers or whatever it is." Um, so when are you asking if it's spiritual? I don't know how to answer that question because when something is you're deeply immersed in something, I think it can be anything. It can be music more than anything else because it's so abstract. But I think this is also kind of because my favorite part of a movie after watching it and that half an hour that I give myself to kind of really like go over it and all that. It's almost meditative because I'm really thinking about that movie and like trying to make sense of it. Not Tucker, but like the other general movies, but where you really have to write a long serious review. Like Modern Love, for example, that took a lot of time to kind of process, and I was like kind of thinking about it for a long time. Yeah. So, and what are the? How do you know if you have it in you to become a film critic? Is that what you're asking? I think everybody can be a film critic. It depends on what kind of film critic you want to be. Because, like I said, see, not everybody. Like we have a very nice program coming out that I really enjoyed making with the director of Portoril, where we are talking about his storyboards, right, that he used. I don't even know how many people are going to watch this because I don't know if people are interested in that level of technical detail about a film. For me, it's like eating candy. It's just so fantastic, right? That a director's brought storyboards and he's actually explaining how these storyboards converted into a scene in the film. So it depends on your interest level, and I would say the most popular film critics out there on the internet right now are people who keep it generic, general, like without getting too deep into stuff. And it depends on that. That's what depends on what. But even if you're keeping it generic and general, does your personality come through enough for people to recognize that okay, this is a person whose review I want to listen to? I don't think it can be taught. I don't think because more than print, YouTube or video is a very personality oriented medium, and I think that's something that you cannot you have to either have or not have, because I've seen quite a few people who record stuff and send me stuff and I'm like, well, maybe the content is there, but they have a very dull way of saying things, or maybe there's no USP. So I think that's something that you really have to figure out in the internet space. Yeah.